all the time. Navy's going to gas you, man. They force you consistently to be sound fundamentally. And the moment you have a breakdown in angle pursuit or anything, even on the big run, the touchdown run, Josh Burnham could have been more aggressive on the edge and forced them back inside to the pursuit. But even in that, the linebackers, Jack Kaiser and Snead just had poor angle pursuit.
Just poor angle.
Poor angle pursuit. And Blake Horvath took it to the house, right?
We didn't close that gap. You can see he ran right when he ran through that gap.
Yes.
Oh, he's off. If we would have shut the door on that, I think 24 had a good block. He got around. But it's going to take a lot more of those to beat us, and they didn't have it in the team.
Yeah, and I'm nitpicking because Josh set the edge, but I wanted him to set the edge more aggressive. He set the edge to give his linebackers.
Yeah, the linebacker didn't fold in because the corner had the outside. Right. Josh set the edge. He got to fold in there. They set a good little block. Yeah. He was out of there.
Yeah, but if he hits that outside shoulder a little bit more and maybe causes him to pause or have to cut back a little bit. But, that's nitpicking, But you take away the two big plays. For the most part, they played pretty. You could tell Christian Gray was upset because they were playing for no big plays in the passing game. Keep everything in front of you, tackle, use our
pass interference. He was just a little antsy. He was on it. He was on it. Christian Gray was on it.
If you're going to tug, and then run.
Yeah. He didn't have to tug because he's faster. He wanted it too bad. He just wanted it too bad. That's all.
Dude, he thought he was kidding. Play with Kent.
Yeah.
They were in a dance competition. They're like, man, take your hands off his shoulder and just run with the young man.
That's right.
And then he got beat by Kent early on a third down play, but the pressure in the face of Horvath, they weren't able to connect. But you could tell he was uncomfortable, right? They were forcing him to play off coverage.
Oh man, yeah,
he didn't like.
They found out early that they didn't have enough. I think that's what it was. Navy found out early that we just don't have enough to last all game. Especially when they started making mistakes, which we haven't seen from them all year, and them being down as much as they were early on. I'm like, those are two things they haven't been able to face all year. So to overcome that and beat a better team, it was too much going on.
Well, we said on Friday's show that the head of the snake is Teska, right? Horvath is playing well, but Teska's the head of the snake because they use him up the middle. They run him to the perimeter. They use him out of the backfield and wheel routes. He's the one. If he gets going, it's going to be difficult because now they're going to open up the other avenues and doors and start hitting you with all types of options offensively.
And we start hitting him. That's what it did.
They shut the dive down. That's I don't care. You can spread their offense out or you can bring it in. If you shut down the middle runs and force them to strictly be a perimeter run offense, that's exactly what Notre Dame was able to do. You're going to be effective. And that's what they did. Their big runs came from the quarterback on the perimeter.
Yeah. And healthy Horvath or not, we scored 51 points. Horvath ain't making no tackles out there.
Yeah.
So it don't matter if Horvath was healthy, full-time, half-time, part-time. They ain't scoring 51 on our defense. When have we given up more than 28?
Left.
I think we're putting ourselves in a good position like we should have been to be in the playoff spot. All of college football around us, I think they have more challenges than we do to get ready for this playoff season. We just got to stay consistent, continue to filter guys in to get them that experience so that when it comes time, we need to filter guys in the playoffs. We can have guys ready and available because the depth is what's going to win these playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah, because everybody's starting to become injured. Like we said, the offensive line play across the landscape is very average, below average.
Yeah.
Very average.
Below average, yeah.
And that kind of puts everything into perspective for the Notre Dame offensive line that has suffered major injuries to their top three offensive linemen. Notre Dame played the first 7 games No, a bulk of that first 7 games without their top 3 offensive linemen coming into fall camp. And I still would say their offensive line might be middle of the pack.
But
I've seen worse
we still
every
living off of that. I'm telling you, we living off of the credit in the bank. The credit of the that the O-line has built up in the bank of the football world. We still rise above a lot of the teams that we're seeing that have been average and are still average. I don't think we're an average offensive line. I don't think we're the elite with all our guys healthy, but we're not far off due to the fact of great coaching, great scheduling, and these guys are still good players. I don't think you make it to Notre Dame as an offensive lineman without being a transfer like King Madden that just naturally aren't that solid. You got to be pretty dang good because you're talking about guys coming in playing in year 1, year 2, like a Charles Jagasaw, like a Ronnie Stanley, like a Q Nelson who coming in and playing, like an Liam Eichenberg. Even Liam Eichenberg came in, sat a year, and ended up playing for 3-4 years. Aaron Banks, we saw him yesterday, come in there and shake it up like he's did and play well. And now he's playing for the 49ers looking good. So you're not making it. If you make it to notice, it's like making it to Duke. Or in this case, UConn, because UConn's killing it right now. You make it to UConn, you a certain type of player. And now with a little fertilization, a little growth, a little experience, you're going to be fine. You're on your way to the league. It's automatic. It's automatic. Yeah, McGlinchey, another one. So that's why it's not like I think there's a trial by fire before you get to Notre Dame, and then if you get through that, then to get to Notre Dame, you're gonna be set. You're gonna be set. Hopefully, it works like that in basketball. Shout out to Shrewsbury. Keep giving him a lot of love because he's doing his thing, man. He's doing
another 5-star visiting for the Florida State weekend. I think they have the 3rd ranked recruiting class right now.
And he's getting into the media. He over there doing little interviews with the team. I'm like, okay, Shrewsbury making a foothold. I'm liking it. I'm liking what I'm seeing in the basketball side of things.
You see that?
You can't pat on the back.
You see why I'm patting myself on the back? Because I told you this was coming.
You told me this was coming.
I told you how good he was, Left. I told you how good he was. I told you the connections he had to the NBA, the scouting world. I told you, do not, everybody's shocked. Oh my God, Notre Dame is getting the top. I told people this was coming.
This was coming, yeah. I mean, he just had an ACC Player of the Year, Freshman Player of the Year. Like
the man knows, and he knows how to build relationships. Ladies and gentlemen, he got the best player to commit. He didn't call him from his office and say, "Yo, man, thank you for joining Notre Dame." They drove to his crib. Right after he committed to Notre Dame. The man knows how to recruit. This might be the best recruiting trio basketball and football Notre Dame has had.
Because girls basketball, they on their way too. So is that the 3rd one you saying?
Yes. Niel, Shrews, and Freeman. Just strictly from a recruiting standpoint, this might be the best recruiting trio Notre Dame has had.
Yeah. Yeah. It's panning out. It's panning out the right way. Well, girls basketball been on top for a minute. But Niel is not taking a step back whatsoever. So it's good to see us recruiting the right way with the circumstances that we are under. Just imagine if we didn't have these restrictions. Shoot, we talking about building the empire over there. So, I'm excited.
Yeah, the defense. I think the defense. Let me tell you why. Navy normally runs 77 plays on the year. They ran 56 plays.
Yeah.
The starters probably played somewhere around 42 to 45 because the second string came in for the last 2 possessions that Navy had. So let's say they played 42 to 45. This is the importance of this offense picking up because you need your defense that has suffered injuries to be fresher, not to play as many plays, and to get out of there fast. Let's get these teams. Let's get Florida State out of the way quick. Get them out of the way. Force them to go to what's this? I know Brock Glenn is the starter. I forget the name of the backup. It starts with a K. Karanki, whatever. Get him in the game quick.
Yeah.
Take him out too. Get to the walk-on.
Get to the walk-on.
My point is, get your starters out quick. Let the game be over. Move on to Virginia. Get them out the way. They're just like North Carolina. They're terrible.
That's another 50 burger.
Get them out of the way. Go to Yankee Stadium. Get Army up out of here.
Get Army out the way. That's another 50 burger.
Out of here. And then Thanksgiving weekend, go out there to the Coliseum and man.
And that's another 50 burger. They falling apart left and right.
Embarrass them. Put that cat Miller Moss on a stretcher.
I mean, USC's falling apart, man. It's sad to see. It's sad to see. But these next couple games, it should just be the floodgates are open. We talked about being dominant coming into the season. And
Keidron Young needs to have 5 touchdowns by the time he gets to USC. 1 touchdown per game. By the time he gets to USC, he's working on 5 touchdowns as your 5th running back in the room.
5th running back. Well, Devin Ford is technically the 5th.
Well, I mean, Devin Ford gets more run right
now.
Yeah.
I mean, if we did running back Olympics, Keidron Young.
We know this. Now, if you do Olympics, he
really might be up there with Love. It might be 1 and 2.
I don't know if I go that far. Not yet.
Not yet.
Because in the Olympics, the versatility of Aeneas will come into
Aeneas is 3 for me. He's always 3.
Jadarian, hey.
Is he all right? I think he got hurt or something like that.
There was no mention, and we won't find out. They have a bye this week, so there's no press conference. Marcus Freeman will probably find out. Did he get hurt? I don't think I saw him get hurt Saturday.
Yeah, banged up or something. Something happened. Yeah, I mean, if
that's the case, go ahead and rest, young man. We got plenty in the clip. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, you done with the defense?
Yeah.
Because hey, you see left?
That's the move right there. That's the move. I'm telling you.
You talk about branding, or you talk about knowing how to brand yourself?
Easy brand. You lucky we don't play on Valentine's Day. You like season gonna be over by then, because boy, I tell you what.
I can see the Heisman pitch already.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be infectious. Now, just imagine if we give him 95 touches. We ain't gonna talk about that.
See, here you go. You're about to start. You're trying to water down what Ashton Genty is doing. You started.
No, he's playing great, but there's
no but. There's no but. Just say the young man is playing great. Just give him credit.
He is.
Without
that stage is different.
Why you always got to throw in a BBL, dude? You always got to throw in a but.
It's not the BBL. It's the highest level of achievement. It's the stage at Notre Dame right now. That's the highest level of achievement. Well, Colorado got the attention, but we still the highest stage.
So his performance on the road against Oregon, that's you just throwing that out the window?
They lost.
I said his performance.
No, I'm saying Ashton Gentry's playing great. Absolutely.
Okay, that's it. That's the period right there. Now you can start your thought on Jeremiah Love.
Oh, they say you don't say but, you gotta say and also. And also,
ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about next year. We're not talking about hype. I can see the Heisman pitch next year.
Yeah, next year.
Cats are too. Come on, man. Stay with us. He doesn't have enough touches. We're talking about when he does get enough.
He don't have enough touches. Yeah, he definitely don't have enough touches. But it's good to see. It's good to see the talent being actualized. Guys are getting the reps. Dean McCullough doing a great job of rotating these backs and getting that room succinct on the same mission. It's not just like, oh, we're trying to wear one guy down and have everybody on ice. I think it worked out because Jabron isn't, with us. But, even having him in there, I think it would still be copacetic amongst the guys. And, that being a powerhouse unit for our offense, I think it just calms Riley a lot, because Riley can turn and hand the ball left and right and feel confident that they can get the same amount of yards he can, and they can work well together, and that whole thing. Because I do think that if we didn't have a strong running back room, Riley would naturally put more on his plate to do more running the football, and it just wouldn't work out as well as it is now. So shout out to Dina McCullough and that unit finding his touches within the offense and what Denbrock wants to do, because I'm sure Denbrock probably wants to throw a lot more than he does, so Denbrock being able to do what the offense is allowing him, and guys playing off of that, it's really a good opportunity to see us flourish, and that we're getting better. I think if we were like this before the bye week, and then we started falling off and playing like the first 5 games, the last 5 games. First 5 games we started slow, but now we're kicking it up. Similar to last year, we started kicking it up and started whooping tail towards the end of the year. But for us, this second season is coming more and more apparent for us. So that depth has to become more and more experienced as well.
Yeah. Special teams, Navy was just awful, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
James Rendell, once again, he flipped the field on one punt, put them inside the 20 on the other punt, averaged 45 yards per punt. And it's two attempts. We just need that consistently, man. Because he has the leg. The leg is not the issue. And that was a heavy win at MetLife as well that he kicked into a couple of times. So I love that. Kickoff coverage, bro. First of all, it's the first time I've seen offsides on kickoffs by both teams in a game. I've never seen that. I've never seen both teams get flagged. And I've never seen a team get flagged for delay a game on kickoff ever in my life. That was 2 of the weirdest things I saw. Someone said they're worried about the kicking game. Yeah, when Miss Jeter gets back, I'm sure the kicking game will be much better, right? At this point, it doesn't matter. You should be putting up 7s against these teams that remain on the schedule. I care less about the place kicker.
Yeah, care less. We definitely need to be playing at a higher level because it's allowed. We got enough. We got enough talent to do it. The teams on the schedule are just withering away as we watch week to week. I mean, they're like they can't wait for the season to be over in some of these teams' cases.
Man, look, I promise you, the coaching staff took a deep sigh of relief because Navy is one of those games you like, man, we just want to get out of here. And man, once they got up, they were like, dude, we just want to get out of here healthy. That's it.
Yeah. Oh no, that's all they look forward to.
Like, we just want to get out of here healthy. It's going to be the same thing with Army. Like, all right, let's play hard, smack them in the face early, do our jobs, get out of here early. Let's get to the next game. Because those are 2 games that you just, man, as soon as they start out, they got what, 2 personal fouls on chop blocks? Like, it's outlawed. And you still doing it?
They were trying to look for anything they could to get there.
Like, man is engaged. You just going to go right for his knee, huh?
Yeah. That's a team that needs. That's what I was telling you about Riley and about the offensive guys. This is not the game to be fighting for extra yards. Don't do that. Because that's where they're going to start, trying to tag you off and all type of, what they call it, it's like borderline tackles,
Yeah.
A bunch of, is it dirty? I mean, I guess it's hard football, but I don't know, man. Y'all acting real different out there. So, I am happy with the fact that for us, we're put in a position to rotate a lot of guys, get better at coaching situations, and then be consistent. It's the 3rd week we've gotten over 40 points, and it continues to climb, and it shouldn't slow down either.
Yeah.
All these teams are going to give us what we want.
Yeah.
Go in there and dominate and start early. Starting early was a big thing that we had a hard time doing. We started early this week, and it became so good to where they quit on us early. They was like, man, by half, they said, do we got to come out? Oh, we got to come out and do the second half too? Damn. It was over with. So hopefully, you get to see still there needs to be improvement in the pass game, in my opinion. I still believe Riley can still develop to be a stronger passer through these weeks, getting ready for the playoffs. And, in the
Can I nitpick for 1 second?
yes.
Young man, you're already in shotgun. If you're throwing a quick screen to the perimeter, you don't need to take a step back. Just get the ball and let it go. You're already in shotgun. Literally, get it out of your hands.
He's not a natural.
You're getting the ball out a second and a half late or a second late, and it's allowing the defenders to disrupt the screen.
He's a good athlete, not a great technician.
And that's nitpicking, right? Because there's growth everywhere else, but that's an element that could end up being important against a good team that's trying to apply pressure.
And bookmark it now. Bookmark Sean saying this because him fixing that little thing right now is getting shrouded by all the accolades and all the things that we're doing when we're blowing teams out. Because you already heard him in previous press conferences. We're winning, so what we got to talk about? We're winning, guys. I can throw it better or whatever, but listen, we're winning games. So, I hope that we can continue, like you said, to get that confidence. I think a lot of it is confidence as well. Denbrock is doing a good job of easing guys into it, and not just throwing them the whole kit and caboodle and being like, well, they can't do it all. Mm-hmm. He's been slowly progressing them. Love to see the tight ends get a little bit more involved, like Eli Rairdens and your Mitchells and those guys included. But, when you score 51 points, it's hard to really, say what else needs to be done. I think we handled it exactly how we should have. And it's funny because it would be interesting to see us go in that gauntlet of a schedule like some of these SEC teams are doing, like, and seeing how we fare in that circumstance. But like we said, when you get to November, that's where the real contenders start to appear. And as you can tell, college football start dwindling down to where you recognize, okay, these are the best teams coming in the fold.
Shout out to, once again, Riley Mills, Howard Cross. You guys have answered the bell.
Yeah.
4 consecutive weeks. Everybody was coming for your heads, questioning where your leadership was as the seniors on that defense side of the ball. You stepped up.
And we're one of the few teams in the country it's getting easier as we're going. It only seems easier.
Yeah.
Because of the other teams are falling apart. One. Yeah. And two, we knew there was things we could work on to get better, and we're actually doing it.
Jack Kaiser, bad angle on that touchdown run by Horvath, but other than that, yeah, you played one of your best games, and I think they leaned on you because of your knowledge.
Yep.
Of the option defense, option offense, and playing in it in high school and playing against it. Notre Dame, what they saw. Look, telling Bryce Young, this is what I'm talking about. Making the decision, Bryce, we love the way you're progressing, but this is not the game for you. We're not about to put you out there to get hurt. We're not about to put you out there to develop.
Because you're young and you don't quite know all the nuances. Yes. We ain't know. You're not a 60-play count.
Yes.
It's not your game for that. And neither is Army. Let your junior, red shirt, sophomore year, all that. That's when you really you can be out there all day.
Yes.
But you're gonna run yourself into some situations that you just haven't seen, especially how they play. You gotta watch a little bit, get your feet wet, and then you can get into it deeper with like Riley Mills and Howard Cross. They know what's going on.
Yeah.
They know what they gotta look for, how to respond to it, how to move in those type of, because these are niche games. That's why I don't want to give credit to these academies like that.
The genius of Al Golden to say, I'm going to take probably my second best player on defense all year. It's been Xavier Watts, and then it's been Jordan Clark.
Yeah.
Against Navy, Jordan, I'm putting Jay Nosberry in to play a hybrid of cover these running backs in the passing game, but
because they're not going to throw it to your. They're not going to like take advantage of that.
Yes, and add an extra linebacker to the box for the run game.
Yeah, just take this game. It will get you a couple plays, 20 or so, and be cool and be happy with that. Because this ain't the game for you to be sticking your head in there all day. It's not fit. It's a niche. It's a niche game.
Yes,
this is niche. This is specialized. Certain things have to go a certain way, and you have to position yourself the right way. But we believe in your talent. It's not nothing to do with we don't think you can't do it. But when it comes to these two games, let's just navigate and then move on. Be done with it. Throw it in the back of the mind and keep going. Now, Virginia, we're going to need you. Virginia, you got to play 60-something snap. Not need you, but we want you to be in.
He'll play 35 to 40. That game will be over quick. No,
we can't fall asleep either. And
you'll see a lot of Luke Talmadge, Ben Minich.
Yeah.
You'll see a lot of those.
But at the same time, you don't want to be like Ohio State where they played Oregon and all they D-line only played half the game. And then they end up going to Oregon and have to play the full game and ran out of gas, So the rotations and stuff are great, but let's still keep them calloused up because you don't want to lose any steam because you don't know who we might play in that first couple games in the playoffs. We might play the way they always keep putting us with Georgia and Ohio State in the same bracket. What's up with that?
What? Let's do our own bracket and unveil it tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Do our own bracket of the top 12 teams. And like I said, Notre Dame right now, 8th and 9th, coaches poll, AP poll. Like I said, stop complaining about them not moving. Notre Dame hasn't given anyone a reason to move them in the polls.
No.
They finally gave people a reason.
Do we still, if at our best, let's say we max out, score 50 points rest of the season, are we still only at 5 though?
Yes.
I'm still trying to.
They can go as a 5. The highest they can go.
Okay, so highest we go is a 5. Okay, all right. Because I was thinking, like, what if we were the number 1 team in the country? Do we drop to 5?
No, they're probably going to end up being an 8-9 seed.
Even if we finish the polls top 5, because I think with everybody still having games,
they're going to be an 8-9 seed.
See, that's interesting. I'm sure they'll get sick of that.
Let me tell you why. You have to, the 4 conference champions are the top 4 seeds.
Yeah, I think we'll get sick of that.
But then there's going to be a reason to give a nod to the teams that made the conference championship and lost.
Right, because they're all 1 game lost. They're all 1 game apart anyway.
Right. So now they might be the ones that push Notre Dame back to an 8 or a 9 seed. If Notre Dame finishes strong,
it might be a rematch versus Texas A&M first
game. Notre Dame finishes strong, they should get that home game. They should be a 7-8 seed. They should get that home game. And being that 7-8 seed, I feel really comfortable about because then in the second round, you get to face either Oregon or you get to face who
we're playing one of them top teams early.
Yeah, right? Because Oregon and Ohio State or Oregon and Penn State are probably playing each other in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah.
Right? Because Penn State
will play the loser of that game.
Penn State, Ohio State play coming up. Right? Yeah. So Ohio State has a clear path to get back to Oregon if they handle it.
Easily. They just got to finish the season. Well, they got to play Michigan. And even though Michigan ain't worth a damn, they did get a good win versus Michigan State. But Brian Day, what are we expecting out of him?
So, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, more than likely, Notre Dame's going to play a dude.
We're going to play a dude second round. Second round is automatic dude. Hell, first round might be automatic.
It's going to be Oregon, Texas. It's going to be somebody.
It's going to be one of them teams that people.
No one scares me. And absolutely no one scares me right now.
Except Georgia's defense. That scares me.
Well, if the offensive line can improve, because all they have to do is give a fighting chance. Yeah. Carson Beck is going to throw at least 2 BLTs.
Oh, for sure. Against our
corners. He's going to throw up a couple of BLTs against our defense.
That's right.
Yes. And Travis Etienne, no, sir. Not against us. No. So
he's running hard though. I can appreciate that.
But the Georgia secondary, if you can just give time.
But we don't have the hired gun to take advantage of that either, in my opinion.
That's fair.
And that's why I'm like, that's gonna be that stalemate where defense gonna have to do a little bit more. They're gonna have to get a couple of Don Shula fumble recoveries.
That's true.
Xavier Watts might have to one hand pick something, take it back, But other than that, I'm definitely with you. I'm not watching Ohio State's defense. I want that.
That's true.
Yeah, watching Oregon's defense, I want that because they're small.
That's true.
Especially in that back end.
That's true. But that's the task, right? I'm telling you, man. The Georgia defensive line scares me.
That's the only defense I'm like, all right, because then Riley's quick to get gun shy.
Oregon
start running around and all that.
Oregon speed scares me.
Their speed scares you? I don't think they'll have
a wide receiver. You darn right. They have 3 wide receivers that can run.
That can run for sure.
Notre Dame hasn't seen that. Now, see, that would be Notre Dame secondary has not seen that.
I'm not giving, but Dylan Gabriel versus the rush. I'll take it all day. I'll take it all day. I'll take that. You got to heat him up. I'll take that.
Al Golden would definitely give him the Heisman.
Yeah. What? I would love to see Miami. Bring us Cam Ward. Come on. Bring that. They let up 48 versus Louisville. Good grief. I want that because they got to take Cal to the wire. So give me Miami. Give me Texas. Give me everybody but Georgia's defense. Hell, give me Tennessee. I want that one too.
Al Golden with something ready. You get Al Golden a couple of weeks to prepare for Cam Ward.
Give me that. That's what I'm saying. Give me Cam.
It will have absolutely zero to do with the defense. It will have
because it's not gonna be no shootout with Miami. Miami loves shootouts. There ain't gonna be no shootout with them.
Can Riley Leonard in the offense put up points? That's it.
That's the only question going into the whole season.
That's it, dude. That's it. There is no team that Notre Dame would not hold under their season average defense.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of dominant offenses anyway. Oregon doesn't scare me. I'm telling you, Oregon does not scare me offensively.
What? You're bugging.
Okay, when you say worries you, how many points you think Oregon is getting? Because I'm saying it's under 30.
Okay, let's be honest. Compare Ohio State's defense to Notre Dame's defense. Just compare.
Ohio State's D-line. Ohio State don't have enough on the defense.
I'm talking about the total defense, bro. Don't act like they're
total defense. Okay, did you see their best corner get cooked? Mike Bacon out there?
Which one? Because they both were getting cooked. Against Oregon, they both were getting cooked.
Oh, it was getting cooked.
So, I mean, which one?
I'm talking about the one going to the draft.
Evan Stewart. Oregon has
Evan Stewart's nice.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Notre Dame doesn't have an Evan Stewart at wide receiver, bro.
No,
we don't. No.
Well, Chris Mitchell's not bad.
Now, are you comparing Dylan Gabriel to Riley Leonard in the passing game?
Dylan Gabriel hadn't seen that front seven, all those things they got a hand on.
I totally agree with you.
And I think Dylan Gabriel, you hit him enough.
That's true. We saw that at Oklahoma.
He's done too.
We saw that at Oklahoma.
Yeah, so I'm not, he's good when things are good.
Yeah.
When he can sit back there and run around, and I don't see too many teams having a quarterback that's running around versus outside of Cam Ward being accurate and all that. I think the only quarterback I would worry about in all total game would be a Shedeur, Cam possibly.
Well, they can't protect Shedeur. Not against Notre Dame.
Not against them. Well, they haven't been giving up sacks either.
No, we talking about Cincinnati, bro. Like
Cincinnati has a top defense in their conference.
Until they face Colorado.
That's to say, it's like they got that Army-Navy thing going on. Yeah, they're great until they play a team, and then
there you go. That is the story of this season, right? Everybody looks a certain way until
we already seen enough of Cade Klubnik to know he can only do so much. He's playing better, but
I think that's going to be an interesting matchup against Miami. I think that game will be way more about Cade Klubnik than it will. I know who Cam Ward is.
Oh, they playing it. They're
Never be in
hell.
the ACC
Pitt is still
championship.
undefeated though. Yeah,
Still,
they still undefeated.
I think Pitt plays Clemson. I don't think Pitt plays Miami. I think
Mm.
they play Clemson, so that
So that Clemson
game
Pitt
will
game
be
will be the ACC. Whoever versus
semifinal.
Miami, yeah.
Be the semifinal to see who faces Miami, more than likely.
And I hope it's Clemson and Miami because that's a great matchup. And that'll probably have, if Miami wins, they'll probably be like top 3 seed. And
Mm-hmm.
then Clemson will damn near be in our bracket, it feels like. Because they'll drop, if they lose, they'll drop to like 6, right? Or something like that.
Clemson will probably their 2 losses will have been against Georgia and Miami, bro. I mean, can you really punish them for losing to Georgia and Miami?
But the way they'll stack it, because Georgia, they got them floating top 5, right? And they have to finish against who they got to finish against? Let me see. They got Ole Miss, they got Tennessee, and they got Florida. They got some good games they got to finish too. But I think because of Al Golden and what he's been able to do all season, I'm not worried about anybody offensively. Our playoffs, like we said in the beginning of the season, is how valuable can Riley Leonard be in these 2-game, 3-game, 4-game playoff stretches? Can he score some points? He's going out there laying eggs. It's going to be tough because you can only hold opposing offenses so much when they're high-powered offenses. So I'm excited to see that the growth is happening, but it's also against teams that ain't going to be in no playoff situation.
Man,
None of these teams we're about to play for the rest of the season are in any contention for conference or playoff hopes. So this is about continuing to get stronger in our own confidence and having some things that we can go to when in doubt. If we go through Spurs where we're struggling, what can we get back on track with? I think that's what we find out in the first or the rest of these games that we have. Just because at the end of the day, when you get into playoff situations and one win or go home situations, you got to put things through your best players. And we've seen Jeremiah Love handle not being able to get the illustrious 100 or so carries and still be productive when he does get his chance. We've seen Jeremiah Love be productive in tight situations, scoring the football and having good runs to keep our offense going. But the key outside of Jeremiah Love is how well can we get our receivers involved if the run game's not there. Now, granted, the run game's always been there. But say we go against the Georgia, they're taking away the run game. Can Riley Leonard win the game throwing the football outside the hashes? That's my biggest question going into a playoff situation. These last couple games, it's just all about how we can win in doubt. What are we going to? What number are we picking up the phone and say, hey, come save us? Come dial it up. I haven't seen us be in a position where the defense can't stop nobody and the offense has to pick up the slack and pick up the pieces and continue to win. That's a situation that we haven't faced yet, which hopefully, if it does happen in the playoffs, once again, Riley Leonard becomes the biggest factor. And how do you overcome that? Similar to Army and Navy or Navy not playing from behind all season, when they got behind in the first 2 touchdowns, it wasn't no catching up. It felt like a 1-score game was a 100-score game, a 100-score difference. So I do believe that Denbrock is thinking about that. At least he should be. And this is territory we've never been in before. Thank goodness that our schedule allows us to finish strong enough to be able to get a home game for the first game to kind of feel things out. And it's going to be cold. That's an interesting thing that no matter what, even if we finish out and become a 6 or 7 seed, but a home team, who's going to want to play at Notre Dame in December? That's the question. Who's going to want to play Hell, do we want to play in a home game in December? I'm thinking about December, the years of December when I was there. Them Decembers is hard winters. They hard winters, man. It's cold as hell. Uh, I think it's going to be a great playoff environment for any team coming to us. But man, these home games in December for the first round of playoffs, it's going to be tough. And then you got to think about it. If we win, do we still stay at home or do we go away the next game? Because if you get 2 December home playoff games at Notre Dame, shoot, I don't know who's going to be harder for. It's going to be harder for the other team or it's going to be hard for us. It's going to be a tough game either way. But it's one of those things to where I believe that depth is going to matter a whole hell of a lot. And the quarterback throwing that ball outside the hashes is going to matter a whole hell of a lot. So potentially 2 winter games. We know 1 winter game for sure. We finish strong, get a home game at home. And I don't think teams are going to be ready for that. Okay, so second round's neutral. Perfect. That's probably the biggest benefit we can have, probably financially. Let's get that first round at home, collect them extra greenbacks, them extra dead presidents for a playoff home game because we never had one. And I'm sure Notre Dame's going to try to pack the stadium and make it something memorable because this is the first time we're doing something like this. And I'm with you, Cajun Irish, which we've said the value of this transfer is going to matter in these playoffs because if we are forced to pass, now I just don't think that there's good enough defenses out there to take away the run, maybe make the run a little bit harder to get the yards that we're used to, but I don't see any team just completely shutting down our run. But if it comes to where they're scoring, we're scoring, they're scoring, we're scoring, it is going to be interesting to see, okay, we need a score to win, or we need to go up 2 scores, or we need to we're down 4 or down 3 and we need a touchdown. How do we respond? Those are the situations that we haven't been in. And the one we have in NIU, it didn't look great. It was a stalemate to the end and they kicked the field goal on us. So the one time in which we had to score, which I don't think we're the same team that we were back in week 2 or whenever we play NIU. I don't think that we'll be in that position again where we can't find a score to go up or to widen the gap or to go to win. But we also haven't been in that situation since week 2.
Yeah.
So situational football, Marcus Freeman has in year 3, that's where we want to see his coaching acumen get better. But I don't think we'll see a situation like that until the playoffs. So that's the only thing that really worries me is if the game gets close, how do we respond offensively? Defense, no matter who we play going into these playoffs and beyond, they're going to keep us in the game. They're going to keep us within reach, damn near give us enough to have a cushion, good enough to win the game or finish the game off or run the clock out or whatever the case is. So that's the special part about this team going into the playoffs. But yeah, that Ice Bowl first home game, I just hope the weather holds up long enough. Because regardless of who's playing in it, a December game at Notre Dame has never happened. And then for it to happen, it's going to be.
I know the history of it, right? I just feel like I've had this argument. For this team, play in the cold.
Yeah.
Because you have a running quarterback play in the cold. If you have a quarterback that can spin that thing, take that bad fella down to Indianapolis in the dome.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, can we choose that?
For real.
Can it really be
in the dome?
Because man, that does worry me a little bit. Not so much this year, because if it's too cold, we know that Riley gonna do what he does. He gonna run that ball. He ain't even thinking about throwing it. But a CJ Carr in December, sheesh.
Hey, we're getting ready to talk about Marcus Freeman, but before we go to Marcus Freeman and hear from him post game, I'd just like to say that the battle of Vincennes was considerably one-sided this year. The number 2 seed in the playoffs resides at 111th and Vincennes as the Morgan Park Mustangs destroy Chris Burgess Jr. and the Simeon Wolverines 42-6. That's how we do it.
That's how we do it.
Best team in the city. That's how we do it. And I love Chris Burgess. I love Chris Burgess. Love Mikael Blade. They just not like us. They're not like us. It's been like that for years, Left. It's been like that for years. Shout out to them showing up, though. At least they showed up because they already knew what's going to happen. We got a true freshman wide receiver left. He might be Notre Dame worthy. Bears watching. He bears watching. Nasir Rankin, wide receiver from Chicago that Notre Dame is looking at. He was at the Irish Invasion. He balled out. Number 2 seed in 5A, Morgan Park. They got a tough task, though. They got some good traditional teams they have to beat on the way to the championship game.
Yeah.
So, but this is one of our best teams. Shout out to them. I just wanted to show them some love. My alma mater. GTV question, super chat. John Massey, Little Tunchi. Thank you for the super chat. Drew Pine. Interception, first pass, 3 total. That's Connecticut. Oh, Lord, here we go.
Y'all gonna have to believe me at some point. Y'all gonna have to believe me at some point because I can talk. They're gonna show you. That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to put the A plus B equals X. I'm trying to show you A because they're gonna bring B and it's gonna equal exactly what we talked about. 3 picks, get him out of here. What are we doing? But you know why he's been able to get these great situations? Because he went to that logo, that interlocking ND. Gonna fool a lot of people now. You're gonna get it's gonna position you in enough places where you can transfer your talent.
Hey man, I'm a ban John Massey and Indy Milton fan.
I'm just saying.
I'm a ban my brothers, man. I'm a ban you guys, man.
It's all fun and games to your quarterback from Connecticut losing your games quick. I'm trying to tell you, don't do it. College football world doesn't do it. We're the only ones that seem to do it all the time. So maybe that's just our secret.
Hossy 03 GTB question: how are Notre Dame's past 2 OCs doing? Let's see. Tommy's in the NFL, right? Tommy's in the NFL in some capacity.
Tommy's a pass game coordinator for the lowly Browns. Now,
they look better with Jameis, though. They look better with Jameis.
Jameis
Pass to Jameis. That's past the Jameis.
I love it's like I think he does it. It's so funny how he does it because I'm like, I know he's serious, but maybe that's
what he is just like Riley Leonard because he's being genuine. He's goofy, and you laugh at him, and you think like this dude has to be a joke, but no, that's really who he.
It's really who he is. That's why I can't even be mad. It was the face and just the whole. I mean, he was quoting it. His message was right. That's why you got his message was right. He said, "This is the day the Lord has made, and we will
rejoice and be glad in it." That boy thought he was in Sunday service starting out a devotion, boy. He thought he was
man, I'm happy they won because if he didn't win, then everybody had the jokes and all that. But he definitely beat one of the best teams in the league, and he played good. Now Kyle Hamilton, I gotta get on you now.
Get on him. Get on him.
Because now you got to close the door when they got the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It was right. I mean, all that stuff is fun and all that, but you could have ended the game just like them receivers. Y'all making Lamar get mad now. He took the braids out and had to throw the helmet for a minute because he like, all right, I did everything I'm supposed to do. Where my team at? Where the rest of the team at? Derrick Henry, where you at? He done played his heart out now. Kyle's been playing great, but you gotta finish that game strong now. That's still a division rival. Shouldn't have been close. But hell, maybe the power of Jameis Winston and the Lord's Prayer and all. he talking about we gotta do it for the logo. Oh, we ain't got no logo. We gotta do it for the.
He's the best. Yo. I think we have underestimated the treasure that is Jameis Winston, bro.
But he had to go through a lot, though. You know, he had first game started since
shout
2022.
out to him for being resilient and putting in the work. Because you don't do that unless you've been working.
That's right. And being a good teammate. I mean, he was inactive just the week before. Like, you know, so I think his journey is going to be one that's documented from being at the top of the mountain and then sometimes getting shafted. I mean, good grief. I mean, I don't know how he didn't get a job like Sam Darnold's getting jobs left and right. You know what I mean? When Jameis has played well enough. I mean, hell, 30 touchdowns, 30 and say, okay, I get it, but still that's 30 touchdowns, 5,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we talking about?
Another one from John Massey. Get your questions in. If you haven't, we get right to them. Did you guys see Ben Simmons last night? He's still afraid to dunk or do a layup. I don't pay attention to Australian basketball players.
Except Patty Mills. Everybody else?
I don't even pay attention to him.
So I'm not wrong when I talk about these international players coming in and y'all giving them the hype of an American player.
No, there's some international players that can actually hoop.
To an extent.
You know, usually the bitches, you know, cats,
bitches and all them.
You know, they can shoot. The majority can shoot a little bit.
Still, they're not generational players.
You know, Jokic is a dude.
Skill. Generational player, I don't know. You're getting these monsters in the league now.
Stop playing. Jokic is a generational player. You need to
stop. Very skilled. He's one of the best skilled big men around.
Best player in the league. What are we talking about, Left? So what is
the
man almost single-handedly took out Team USA?
What does it mean?
Did he not almost single-handedly take out Team
almost
USA?
Only counting horseshoes and hand grenades.
You're right. What does it mean? Answer the question.
What does it mean?
Come on,
skilled man. Or generational talent? Skilled.
Name the last great shooting, put the ball on the floor, 7'2", 300-pound center you've seen in the NBA.
I'm starting to see him in the G League. The G League is talented. You see that 7'5" guy?
Trying to move on, man.
Wait a minute. You see the 7'5" guy for
you trying to compare Joel Embiid to G League player?
No. That's what I said. Joel Embiid's great, but Joel Embiid ain't available ever. So
now that's a totally different conversation.
Talking about he ain't gonna play back to back. Funny thing, I met Charles Barkley. I should have asked him. I met him this weekend. I should have asked him what he thought about it, but I didn't believe it was him. You know, ain't supposed
Ask
to be.
Charles Barkley what's his favorite city to visit.
It's probably Phoenix the way he was when I saw him. So
no, he's publicly said it's Chicago. He said
okay.
Okay. I'll just need to point that out.
Okay.
Lucky Lefty podcast.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Oh, Marcus Freeman excited about his team and how they continue to grow. And this is what he had to say about red zone defense, which was paramount against the number 3 red zone defense. They had only failed in the red zone once to get a touchdown. When they did get down there, they converted it to a field goal. Things were a little tougher against the Notre Dame defense, and this is what Freeman had to say about that.
Yeah, we stopped before the half, but then second half, I think there was one that they did end up scoring. You know, we had a good plan. Coach Golden did a great job. The defense did a great job they do some really difficult things on the red zone, but our offense was able to score in the red zone, and we stopped them, which was crucial one of those times in the red zone. So it's a point of emphasis. We got to have a great plan, but it's also a mindset when you get down there that we got to score touchdowns on offense, and we got to force them to try a field goal attempt on defense.
Right next to him to the left is Jacksonville.
Marcus, we talked this week about getting off to a fast start. You guys scored I think the first 14 or 21 points. But what were the keys to getting off to that fast start today?
I'd say this every week. Those are outcomes. Those are observations. Like a fast start starts with a fast first play and a fast second play, and everybody evaluates. I told the team based off flows, the flow of a season, the flow of a game. We can't look at this thing based off flows. We got to look at this as one game, one life, one play, one life. And that's what I continue to preach to those guys. So the result of how we started fast was we executed on that play early in the game. And then as you look back at it, you say, okay, hey, yeah, that was a fast start. But more importantly, it's just a mindset. Like, win this play. That's the only thing that matters.
Yo, shout out to Julio, man. You had Coach with the juices and berries in the line and looking nice.
Wait a minute. It's funny because since we talk about that, here is the team scheduler now for haircuts.
What?
They got my dog only handling the haircut schedule. So he used to do a little bit different.
That's not the only thing he's handling, bro.
Man, I wish it wasn't. You know,
he does the brand stuff in the off
very, very minimally. His main role is to schedule them haircuts, Marcus Freeman and them teams. So I don't know. I guess he got to work his way up a little bit more. But he just bought a house out there. You know, he's doing his thing, man. I'm real happy for him. But it's just funny. I didn't
check clears. That's all that matters. The check clears and the resume still says University.
The resume still say what it.
The resume still says University of Notre Dame.
Oh. I said not the scheduler. Oh, Jesus.
Dude, come on, man.
I'm happy for my boy though. Hey, the team scheduler. He works very closely with Julio, getting Marcus Freeman his right times and the boys to do their thing. But hey, Marcus Freeman goes. But you see how important it is because Marcus Freeman don't go without a haircut. He like Jalen Rose. He don't go without getting that geometry done with his hairline. You know, they get it done over there. But Marcus Freeman, that's a part of the image and the brand, you know, and he's making it happen. So,
yeah, New Rocky said it. The haircuts, that's part of the NIL package, dog.
Hey, if nothing else.
Man. But no, what he said, red zone, very important. Especially against teams like Army and Navy.
I mean, Al Golden has been a wizard, man. I mean,
that's something that they struggled with in Al Golden's first year, and they quickly rectified that and have continued to do that.
That double safety blitz is no longer a joke. You know, that was we rolled that.
They're not doing it from 15 yards off the ball, though.
That's something that he probably internalized that and say never again. And it's been good ever since, man. Shout out to Al Golden making those necessary adjustments, man. We talk about adjustments being the main thing, and Al Golden has probably been a specialist at in-game adjustments. And, I mean, we've been rolling ever since, really.
You have to love what you hear from Marcus Freeman. And to continue in that mode, he talked about constantly reminding his squad about the Northern Illinois loss. And then talking about being so ecstatic about the play of Leonard Moore in place of Ben Morrison and his continued growth. This is what he had to say about both of those topics.
You know, at the snap of a finger, you can be thrust into the spotlight. But I said this, I think, in the press conference last time I was up there, and I said it to the team. You earn the trust from your teammates and your coaches first before you're ever thrust into the spotlight. Leonard Moore earned the trust through fall camp, through season, and Benjamin Morrison goes down. He's thrust into the spotlight. Now everybody recognizes it, but he earned that through his preparation, the way he came in here as a true freshman and he approached fall camp, approached each week that way. And so that's what we got to continue to tell our guys, like, earn the trust of your teammates and your coaches first, and when you're thrust into the spotlight, you'll be ready to go.
Right next to me, Heather Dillon.
Hi. Molly McGrath reported on TV that you still play clips of NIU for your players. Why is it important for you to have them remember that?
You know, I don't do it every day. But the most important thing is we can't lose the pain. That's what I want to make sure our guys understand, is that you can't lose the pain. I don't want to lose the pain from that game, because at times we are motivated by fear. At times we are motivated by we don't want this to repeat itself. And so there's times I got to remind them of that pain so that we can make sure we don't forget it. We got to use that. And like I said, we're going to be grateful for it if we utilize it and we learn from the lessons that it's taught us. But when you have success, sometimes you forget about that pain of what NIU left in all of our hearts and our guts. And so there's moments that I want to reflect on that, and I don't want them to lose it, and that's kind of when I use it for motivation.
Yeah, I mean, you need to find ways to motivate your team throughout the season, because it is something that can be dangerous being comfortable. Us whooping these teams the last few weeks, you can get comfortable in the mindset because you know that you're most likely better than the team. However, we cannot forget of all the motivation we need looking back at week 2 of what we used to play like. And hell, Kirby's what, 33-3 in the last, well, probably 40-3 in the last 3-4 years. He's still talking about teams think they're gonna go under 500 as if that's a real thing. So that's one of the cooler things is watching and finding ways to motivate your team even when things are going really well, because that's the one thing you cannot do is get comfortable, especially when it gets late in the season, when teams are starting to think that, okay, we got this figured out. Marcus Freeman is growing as a coach, because I'm sure in week 1 he probably wouldn't have the same sentiments about where his team is now as opposed to where they can be. So it's going to be interesting to see how we continue to use this as motivation. I remember us saying we were using the fans as motivation and stuff when the fans didn't do nothing to us. we just reacting to what we see. So now, you shifting the focus a little bit more, and winning solves all, so it's easier to motivate your team when you're winning and the excuses are low because you're winning. And hopefully we don't have to backtrack getting ready for a season where I think we can get us one this year. It's a real chance we can get us one and be the first college football champion, all things considered, us continuing to get better and having a great defense.
Leonard Moore, you got some ups, my brother. You got a little vert on you. That interception, very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Very nice. You didn't have to moss that dude like that defensively. Lucky Lefty podcast. Marcus Freeman then went on to talk about learning, moving on, and getting comfortable, learning how to be a team that's expected to win. Marcus Freeman.
We had to learn. I go back and I look at that week of preparation, and I believe the physical part was efficient, but there's a mental preparation, a mindset you have to have going in every week, and that's, to me, what I've learned as the head coach. Our program has learned, and we got to take from that game, is there's a mental approach. You better understand, if you don't prepare the right way, you can lose to anybody you play, and I don't want to ever forget that.
Third row on your left, Pat Morty.
Yeah, I'm Marcus. Several explosive plays today. You guys have the playmakers. What are you doing to get them loose to make the big plays?
We're trying to create one-on-one matchups. I think what you're seeing is a reflection of Coach Denbrock and our quarterbacks and Riley, the growth of their relationship, the ability to, have multiple calls coming into a play and check into the one that we believe is going to have success. There's a trust between the quarterback and the wideouts that's continuing to grow. And Riley's throwing the ball with confidence. Those are some of the big play passes. Listen, Jeremiah Love is going to create a big play. He's got a chance to create a big play every time he has the ball in his hands. And that's what, to me, you saw today. Some really good connections and executions between the wideout and quarterback, but also Jeremiah Love being Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love was indeed Jeremiah Love, averaging over 10 yards a pop on the ground. We've been saying, give him the ball. You give him the ball, great things happen, Love.
Yeah, and it'll be nice to see us be challenged a little bit more defensively. Teams challenging our offense a little bit more defensively. Just to, continue to build that callus. Like I said, my biggest concern is if we were ever to be down, or if we ever needed the offense to overcome what defense may not have a good day that day. What is our response built in to that? Have we been practicing those situations? Have we been putting ourselves in the mindset of what if we are down, or what if we need to score to win? What if we needed to tie it up? What if we needed to widen the gap by a score those pressure situations that are hard to emulate in practice, but not impossible. We still need to look at those type of things, especially when you get into the playoffs where anything can happen. And a quarterback that has growth and steps to take that growth, but also is he capable? Hell, we don't know what we're capable of if we're stretched to the limits offensively. Defensively is played so well that I don't see us really getting into too many tight situations for the remainder of the season. But hell, what if they do give us Georgia first game? What if they do, give us a top 10 defense in the playoff stretch? How do we respond to that? So I think that maybe we see it, maybe we don't. Hopefully, if we don't see it, then I do think it's a smooth ride to the championship. But in a playoff era we haven't seen before, how do we respond? Now, the cool thing is we played at neutral sites. We've played at away games. We're used to that travel type of schedule. It's just how do we finish strong and continue to build confidence? I really do believe we have the team that can, and the depth that we can make an impact going deep into these playoffs. Our game situations have been better throughout the season, but also haven't been tested either. So I even think we can afford to lose a game and still make the playoffs. Not that I'm thinking we're going to lose, but we've positioned ourselves good enough that if we just keep doing what we do, you got everybody else that needs to worry about themselves. Hell, they got a lot of tough games to finish, from rivalries to conference championships to just finishing the tough gauntlet that they've given themselves. But in terms of us, we're not escaping games winning by 3 like Alabama, or escaping games being it that they got lucky or a call made the difference. We've pretty much had a convincing wins. And like Marcus Freeman says, you don't want to ever get that comfortable where you lose sight of that. And then if you do get in a jam, you have no idea how to get out of a jam. So it's going to be interesting to see how we finish.
Marcus Freeman then went on to talk about handling success, Left. How do you handle success? He feels like his team is starting to learn how to handle success, but is that question really ever answered? This is what he had to say.
It's hopefully a mindset that we all have, right? Is that handling success? I mean, we won, but we're so much more. There's so much more. And that goes back to what we just talked about earlier, is that mindset of what happened last week. Let's enjoy this thing. The outcome's what you wanted, but the mental approach we're taking this week is so crucial, right? Of how we can improve, and it's got to be hard. Like I just told those guys, you don't improve by doing the same thing you did the week before, right? Human nature, gravity takes over. You're going to get worse. So we have to prepare mentally in a difficult way, physically in a difficult way for the next opponent if we want to truly elevate and improve. And so that's the mindset we have, and hopefully that's the reason why, as a whole, we've been handling the success that we've been having the past couple of weeks.
That's part of that callous you're talking about, right? Like, he doesn't have it from a schedule standpoint, so he has to lean on the preparation and practicing against each other.
I think this becomes more of a mental challenge for us. How do you stay locked in? How do you stay focused on your job when the guy across from you isn't that good, or they don't have enough to overcome your consistency? So our consistency and staying locked in is key, because that puts the onus back on us, and not do this worry thing where, we're worried about Army, or we're worried about a team that like Louisville that got hot for 2 seconds, or we worried about anything outside of the building, and we can be more focused on how do we work on ourselves, knowing that the situation may not be tougher outside of the building. The toughest situation we face is in the building. And like Marcus Freeman said, I would think consistency matters. So doing the same thing every day, that needs to be there, but how do you raise that level of competition? How do you raise and keep presenting challenges, to your team in goal setting each and every week? I think when we stop taking those strides to create those challenges mentally for our team, That's where you get these lapses where you see around college football these other teams that should be winning these games convincingly coming down to the wire, being games that they shouldn't be in a battle with late in the season. So I do think that's where Marcus Freeman's coaching in year 3 has to shine through and get these guys continuing to believe in their talents and the depth in the team that they have.
And then when to talk about Billy Schrauff, the importance of him playing on Saturday. This is what he had to say about one of his best players in the offensive line returning to the lineup.
To have him back, he's a heck of a player. We felt like this is what was best for this game, based off, some of the previous evidence that we had. And we said, listen, that's what we think is best for this offensive line and this unit is to put Billy at left guard and keep Rocco in at right. Sam has done a great job in his preparation. He's a selfless individual, and he's ready to go when his number is going to be called. But at the end of the day, each week your role is determined by the coaches to help us achieve the outcome that we wanted. Every week your role can change, but this is the role we needed for those offensive linemen today.
The reporter next to him.
Coach, can you talk about the defensive side of the ball, your players playing with disciplined eyes and your linebackers able to free flow to the ball?
I mean, this is a challenging offense that, as you look at last year and this year, obviously there's more gun, but there's a lot more smoke and mirrors. There's a lot of stuff going on pre-snap that you have to play with clarity. You have to play with clear eyes, and that was a big point of emphasis. And for the most part, not the entire game. There's plays we didn't play with great eyes, and we got exposed. But for the most part, we play with clear eyes, and it's important to not let some of those motions and smoke and mirrors really affect where your eyes should be.
Well, at least we have an answer instead of saying we got tricked. So as long as we give more solid answers like that, I think we're on our way, especially when in the overall point of not making excuses for ourselves and being disciplined week in and week out because, like you said, these niche games are unique in the sense of you got to be disciplined, you got to be on your job. And if you do that, the game's a lot easier than to be undisciplined and give up stuff that you're like, how are we giving up fullback dives? How are we getting fooled by a guy running down the field by himself? So I think that in combination of having good leadership with, like you said, Howard Cross and Riley Mills defensively, and couple that with young guys that are eager and ready to play and step up to the challenge, you just got a good chemistry and formula to win games. And we've really taken this to the next level, and I'm really proud of Marcus Freeman year 3 because, like we mentioned, year 3 is championship year for a lot of ND coaches, and I think the landscape and the challenge has changed to where it's not about 4 teams, it's about a playoff and a whole second version of a season. So Marcus Freeman crossing over into that plane, he's setting the trend. He's blazing the trails. He's making and creating a new standard of what it takes to win championships and being the first to do it and having a team that he does. I think he can really set the bar really high this year and have something to look forward to down the line. But but if you think about it, where else can Marcus Freeman go outside of Notre Dame in taking the next step? It's not like he can go to a more traditioned or a better coaching situation somewhere else. So he's doing it at one of the debatably the highest levels you can do it in college football, and he's handling it well, even though he has some roadblocks and stumbles in the beginning.
I'm laughing at Iowa State fans complaining about being ranked behind Notre Dame.
Now you almost gave it up to UCF, who just fired their defensive coordinator. What are you talking about?
Just play us on the field. We don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, we saw
line up,
y'all.
Line up. Jump on the schedule. Line up. Well, we don't have to talk about it. Let's do it. That's all I'm saying. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Your boy, here we go. Let's check him out. Riley Leonard. His thoughts on the game on Saturday.
Great question. I didn't know that stat. I really don't look at the statistics too much, but I think a lot of factors come into play there. I'll start with everybody that's been around me. You look at guys like Sam Hartman, who gave me a call and really spoke to me about the opportunities that we had being quarterbacks at Notre Dame. You look at Tyler Buckner, who came back here, going out to eat with him and having his perspective on everything, like, really helped me out a lot, and he doesn't get enough credit. I mean, he puts so much into this program now and has really been a big help to me. Every single teammate that's held me accountable, not only on the football field, but when it comes to my faith as well. Obviously, Notre Dame is a very spiritual place, and I think, allowing Jesus to come into my life and change the way that I, walk into a football game has really helped me out a lot. I think I was hesitant and put a lot of pressure on myself, but me and Coach Freeman were talking about it one time, and everybody goes into games. I feel like I certainly did the first couple of weeks thinking, what if I mess up? What if this happens? At the end of the day, if I go into a game thinking even if everything falls down and we hit rock bottom, my Lord and Savior is always going to be there for me. Nothing's going to change with that. So that's been the biggest thing. And long answer, but there's been a lot of things that have helped me out.
Third row to the left, Jack Sobel.
Right, it looked like Navy was playing maybe a little more too high and a little more man than you guys have seen before. Like, what were you seeing from their defense, and how do you feel like you were able to attack it for so many big plays?
Yeah, all week. I mean, these guys run everything you could imagine. I mean, half the time, they're dropping 8, but they got 10, 15 different ways to do it. Huge, shout out to their defense, because we were paranoid all week. I mean, we didn't have school this week, so we had extra time to get into the film room, but we still came into this game what the heck is going on back there? I certainly did. But yeah, we ended up kind of figuring out a little bit, and had some success. So at the end of the day, they got 11 guys to cover, so we just stuck to our game plan, did our thing.
I'm happy for him, man. I mean, Sam Hartman calling, talking about what? He only been there 4 months. So I don't know what you call it. Maybe tell us secrets about Jaden Daniels or something. But, I think, he's getting more comfortable. He had unzipped the jacket. He sat down. Usually he got his hands in his pockets, his jacket zipped up. He in the corner talking to us. But, everything's easier when you're winning. So, he feels comfortable. He starts bringing up the passages and the scripture and the faith. And, I'm surprised he ain't talking about his on his wrist and stuff now. But when he gets talking like that, hopefully that's good signs that he's feeling real comfortable in where his position is. And I think he knows too, I was nervous at first because I've never been on a stage like this, and now I see how smooth it's going, that we are playing teams that we're way better than. So it's probably the time to start talking about all this faith and all this other stuff that's going on. So I'm glad he's reached out, and Tyler Buckner does deserve a lot of credit for being the shield of a lot of this stuff going on. And I'm telling you, it's probably not easy for Tyler Buckner to see all the success of these last 2 guys ahead of him when, he's been going through the gauntlet himself. He just was unfortunately going through it with still the best quarterback transfer we've had with Jack Cohn. Jack Cohn ain't calling. That's the call that he's supposed to have. Jack Cohn's supposed to give him a call and be like, Riley, you talk to your boy, Jack Cohn. That's the real resource you want to pull from. But, I'm sure that'll come down the road. But overall, I do think that he's much more comfortable. And, when you're winning, everything sounds good and feels good. So we can keep that up, and hopefully he can roll into the playoffs and still clean up some of the language. I don't want to hear you were paranoid and you didn't know what you was looking at. And we scored 51 points. Let's keep the focus on that, and all the things that you were worrying about in your head. Let's kind of keep those to ourselves, because it's still, it's about a certain optics and the image you want to be able to portray in the media, not you being super honest where, when you're winning, we don't need all that. Just talk about scheme, talk about the things that we did well, not what you worried about. So I do think that he's figuring it out, but man, winning football game solves all. I'll tell you that.
Jack Kaiser, bald, and it was much needed. He spoke with the challenge facing Navy and getting better defensively?
Yeah, I mean, that's always the key to the game is, the defense has to wreak havoc on the ball and get the ball and create opportunities for our offense. But you look at all phases of the game, I think we were able to do that, from special teams to defense, obviously, and then our offense taking advantage of it when they had it.
Second row on your right, Allison Hayes.
How much of a challenge was Blake Horvath, and how do you feel like your defense handled that today?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you play a triple option team like Navy who runs it so well, it's going to be a difficult task. And then when you add in the dynamic player he is and his abilities, like, it makes it really tough. But, we just said, everybody has to do their job. Everybody has to be where they need to be to stop someone like that. And I mean, he hurt us early, and so we had to calm down and kind of make sure we were doing everything right.
Immediately next to me, Heather.
Hi. Marcus talked about you guys not shying away from the pain of the Northern Illinois loss. How have you guys as players used that to get to where you are?
Yeah, just you got to know every single day that you have to work. Right? You have to put in the work, otherwise you leave the outcome to chance. And so that every day we come in knowing what can happen if we don't try to live up to our potential or live up to the standard. And so we just use that as motivation that you're either getting better or you're getting worse. And so every day we just got to put in the work and make sure that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I mean, spoken like a true veteran, man.
You can tell with the look, like, man, I'm tired of talking about Northern Illinois. You can tell he's like, look, man, can we, how you make people shut up, get to the playoffs.
Right. That's really what it's about.
And everybody will forget about it.
Because, and it's funny because y'all did it to yourselves. It ain't like we brought this up for no reason. Y'all really showed a really crazy side of what we could look like. And y'all end up stepping it up since then, but we're not forgetting. Because if that's in you, that means it can be repeated at some point if you are caught slipping. So let's not get caught slipping by making the playoffs and getting distance ourselves further and further from that game in week 2. So I think that, yes, we're going to keep reminding you because it was so awful of a play. And so I do think that they may be tired, but we ain't tired because we're not forgetting. And we don't want to see a performance like that in a playoff situation, especially because then that's when the house of cards fall down. Everybody starts complaining, it gets worse. So I do think being in the position that we are, it's good to see that guys are understanding the gravity of the situation and they're not looking backwards. And like I said, when you win a lot of games and you're winning how you're winning right now and looking forward to winning some more, things that became big conversations or get a lot smaller. And that's something that we just got to continue to strive for.
Lucky Lefty Podcast. So that's Marcus Freeman and the players and their thoughts. When we come back, we'll get into this weekend, what we see moving forward, what we took from this weekend, and a lot of trash talking amongst the coaches and CFB. Lucky Lefty Podcast.
Man.
We'll be right back.
What's up, family? The merch shop is finally here. Lucky Lefty Network merch shop. We got it all. From the shirts to the hoodies to the hats to the nitty gritties. Come here right now. Shop with us. Come get the swag because if anything else, we spin it different. You see the gritty. You see how we get down. It's elite.
Lucky Lefty Podcast, patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network, Audio Edibles Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, CFB Nation, TikTok, Twitter X, Instagram, and Lucky Lefty Pod. Subscribe on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, leave your comments and questions. We respond to all. Left. I'm suffering as a Chicago sports fan, my brother. I can't even watch the Bulls because of business, bad business. Can't even watch the Blackhawks. And their start to the season has been horrendous. And I see a city like Los Angeles, who has a Super Bowl up 2-0 in the World Series. You got the Lakers. You got a brand new stadium, Intuit Dome. And I just get jealous, bro. I just get jealous. And I just say to myself,
hold on now.
We got who?
Caleb Williams, Zach LaVine.
Is he wearing sandals with a robe with the ability to bring salvation to the rest of the world?
The offensive line is going to get better, though.
When? We've been hearing that for the last 3 quarterbacks. We heard that with Trubisky. We heard that with
Trubisky's not good. Trubisky's not good.
The issue was still the same, though. And this is the problem. It doesn't matter. This is my point. You can change the quarterback all you want to. The same issues with the organization still reside. Nothing's changed. Which lets me know they don't understand how to win football games. Because you put no value, they put no value into the offensive line. Never have. Never have.
Come on, never have. They did when they got Sam Mustipher.
Lucky Lefty podcast.
Alex Bars, Sam Mustipher was holding it down when y'all were decent. Y'all was winning 6-7 games, you know.
Now you're taking shots. Last I checked, your Bengals were done too.
Listen, first of all,
we don't want to talk about that. Last I checked, your Bengals got scraped at the crib. Scraped. Why you sitting up here trying to throw shots?
The Bengals need first of all,
I told you your boy needs to get rid of those frosty tips. That's what he needs to do.
First of all, they're fine. It's still a long season.
Man, that season is done.
The season is not done. They may come second in the division.
They're not beating Baltimore.
That's how I said second.
They're not beating Pittsburgh right now. As they constantly sit, the way they're playing.
At 3.
Okay, then.
And then they'll win a couple more. They got a couple games.
And Jameis might like their tails up too.
All right, now. See, we getting carried away.
Jameis might like
the Brown season is over. Let's start there.
Yeah, Cincinnati's right there.
Cincinnati's
right there.
They in the hunt. They're gonna be all right.
In the hunt for what?
For
Cancun trips?
Playoff contention.
No, they might as well start. You know how that cat Pat books his Super Bowl lodging.
He booked it again. He booked it right now. I already booked it. That man.
This is what's incredible. You know what I watched? I sat back. This is what I learned. I'm sitting back and I'm looking at the AFC and I'm like, Cincinnati's not the same. Man, Miami fell off.
The Dolphins?
Yeah.
Oh, they quarterback situation. Come on, man.
Miami fell off. I'm looking at all the contenders that were supposed to be in the AFC, and I'm like, it's really just Baltimore. Like, there really is no true threat.
Baltimore, Kansas City. Kansas City.
There is no threat to Kansas City other than Baltimore. Who else? Because I know you're not about to give Buffalo respect. I already know you're not giving Buffalo that respect. The Texans just lost their top 2 receivers. They're not beating Kansas City without Nico and Diggs. Not happening.
They'll figure it out.
Left, you need to stop.
Well, right now, I mean,
you're not going up against that KC defense without your top 2 receivers, bro. It's not happening. It's not happening.
I mean, anything can happen in the playoffs.
You're right. Like KC winning another one. You're right. Anything can happen.
But this is Lamar's year, so we be all right.
Yeah, it is his year.
It's his year.
It wasn't his day yesterday, but it's his year.
First of all, it was his day. It wasn't his fault yesterday.
Let me tell you something. KC is going to sit their starters the last 2 games of the season because they're going to have the number 1 seed tied up.
They're going to sit them and they're going to fall asleep and they're going to come back and be rusty and all of that, and then Lamar will come right in. Straight to the playoffs, straight to the championship.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Oh, don't even talk about that dude. I tried to tell you he was trash, bro. Tried to tell you he's not the
trash.
same.
No, now you talk about same problem, different quarterback, same issues. Same issues. The same issues the Jets have always had is still there.
He's a chocolate ghost. He's boo-boo.
Listen. Listen.
Boo,
the Jets' issues are still the Jets' issues.
Just like the Bears. Just like the Bears.
No, the Bears have gotten better. Y'all were just 4-2 yesterday. What are we talking about?
Name the 4 wins.
It's not about naming them. That's what the record was.
Name the 4 wins. Come on, dog.
4-2 is a good record now.
You
Y'all was 0 whatever the year before.
Down 10 points to that quarterback from Tennessee midway through the 3rd quarter in game 1.
Yeah, well, you say we keep that.
And the defense got 2 pick sixes.
That was his first start ever. Y'all played Tennessee first game, and that's when he got there. He had to get through the struggles.
Are you about to make excuses right now?
Tennessee is trash.
Who's the absolutely.
Tennessee,
absolutely. Who's the best rookie quarterback?
Jaden's playing really good right now. So
just answer the question, man.
Jaden is doing well right now.
Best rookie quarterback right now.
Who has a better team? Washington.
Who is the best rookie quarterback right now?
If we give out awards at half the season, then yes, Jaden Daniels.
The question is, who is the best
right now? Jaden Daniels, only because of a Hail Mary. So
that's all that. No, because he outplayed him yesterday. What are you talking about?
Not in the 4th quarter.
For the game, he outplayed him. My man threw for 130 yards, bro. Stop. 90 of those came in the 4th quarter.
That's what I'm saying. That's when it matters.
Dog. What about the other 3 quarters?
Once again, offensive line.
If Zach Ertz, if they don't call that terrible man, illegal man downfield, which is awful.
That was awful.
Like, what are we talking about?
That was awful.
Was nowhere near the line. What are we talking about?
That was awful. That was a terrible call. Terrible call.
Marvin, you saying it right. That cat left knows how to spin it for his.
I'm not spinning. I'm just saying, like, if we didn't have the Hail Mary, what are we talking about?
You want to help? Do you want to help? You want to help Caleb Williams?
Caleb will be all right.
Carl Ryan, no, he's not. Now, if that old line don't get better, no, he's not.
And his division is going to be tough this year because y'all division is really good, you know. But
where's the division going?
The Vikings aren't relying on Sam Darnold for multiple years.
They got a rookie that's getting healthy, bro. They got a rookie quarterback that's getting healthy too.
JJ McCarthy. What?
I would trust. No. We're talking about combination, not player. I trust combination. I trust Kevin O'Connell in any quarterback he has over the OC with the Bears and Caleb Williams. I'll take Kevin O'Connell in whatever quarterback he has. I trust that.
The OC for the Bears is really bad, really bad.
Boo boo.
It was too many calls where I'm like, why would you call that? Why are you calling that? Is it really Caleb's fault or is it the OC that doesn't help?
That's the situation. Those are the cards he's been dealt. Play him.
Okay.
That's all. Play him. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I know the Vikings ain't relying on JJ McCarthy in the future.
Once again, I trust Kevin O'Connell in the combination. That's all I have to say.
It's interesting. Good stuff.
Man, it is what it is. Let's check out the weekend. Some strange things happening.
Recruits in-state, out-of-state can now clearly see the trajectory of this program versus the trajectory of the other programs.
Mario Cristobal, the walk-off. God dog. Boy, you gonna walk off a press conference? Ladies and gents, let me tell you something. I ain't got no problems with it. I know he just got over 500.
He feeling himself. He feeling
himself.
Yeah.
Hey, talk your talk. Talk your talk. Hey, it's clear.
It's clear
where we're headed and where Florida and Florida State are headed. Talk to the recruits. Talk to them, Chris. Talk to them.
Talking to on that one. Yeah, what are you gonna say to that? Yeah. Hey,
I'm not mad at him. Left, I'm not mad at him.
now wait till they play some teams. Now they're gonna have to play some teams. Now.
That's fine. They're playing the other teams ain't got nothing to do with Florida and Florida State right now.
Ain't got nothing to do. Yeah, ain't got nothing to do with them.
Talking that talk, like, hey, you see.
But he's also a very benefactor, very good benefactor to what the transfer portal does for 1 year. Just like Florida State for 1 year. So I don't know about this trajectory thing. And you ain't got Cam Ward next year, so we gonna hold you to it, Crystal Ball. Walk off, Crystal Ball.
Walk off, Crystal Ball. Hey, speaking of walk-offs, I called that cat left. Hey, man. Hey, Freddie Free, that was a special moment you gave me on Friday night, bro. Woo, that walk-off home against the Yankees, boy, that was a special moment you gave me. That was a special moment. And I hit that cat left up like, yo, and I forgot. Yo, he's at the game.
So is it the Yankees that bad? Or the Dodgers just that good?
No, what did I tell you? When I took the Dodgers in 6, I said, I said, bro, they just got too many people. They got too many people that can make it happen.
Okay.
If it's not Shohei, then it's Mookie. If it's not Mookie, then it's Freddie Free. If it's not Freddie Free, then it's Teoscar. If it's not Teoscar, then it's Will Smith. If it's not Will Smith, then it's Kiki. If it's not Kiki, then it's Gavin Love.
This year,
and then Tommy Edmonds, who bats 8th, is hitting like 400 in the playoffs, bro.
They just got it this
year. And the story came out that the Dodgers are prepared to make an offer to Juan Soto in free agency this year. What we do? Do you really need Juan Soto?
The commissioner got to block some of this now.
And thank you. Now that's something you have to block. Like, look, man, that's when a team knows, dude, we got money to burn. Money to burn. Not even question. Hey, Juan, come on, bro. Come on, win another.
That's money to burn for sure.
Money to burn.
Because how are you pulling that off?
We forget Juan Soto already won a championship with the Nationals.
Yeah.
So he's not thirsty for a championship. It's all about that paper.
Yeah, all about that and location.
And bro, I promise you, there is no shortage of paper in LA.
No.
Not for that organization.
Do they not have a cap?
In baseball, there is no cap. You spend what you want to spend. There is no cap. There's no cap. The Dodgers can spend $1 billion, bro. They don't care. They don't care. They paid Mookie. They just paid Freddie Free. They paid Mookie. They paid Shohei. They're about to go ahead and pay.
Can they do that?
What? Who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop them, man? Who's going to stop them?
Lord Jesus. Yeah, that's unfair. I mean, the Yankees look like they have no chance.
No, they have a chance. They do, because they've been in both games. They've been in both games.
When?
No, they had
4-1 in the first one.
And they had the bases loaded down 4-2 in the ninth with a chance to win. They had chances to win both games, bro. So it goes to the Bronx tonight. We'll see how they react. Their top 2 pitchers lost. See, that's the problem. The Yankees' top 2 pitchers lost. Now they get to the starting pitchers that are not as good as Rodon and Garrett Cole against a lineup that's putting up 6 runs a game. Like, dude, that's what they do. This is what we do.
Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Your bullpen was taxed the other night. You got the day off, though. But, I mean, look, it is what it is. They thought they got a break because they thought Shohei hurt himself at the end of the game.
They thought he hurt his shoulder or something like that.
Hey, Roberts came out yesterday like, no, he's
good.
He's good.
Yeah, he's straight.
We're ready to go. Amen. And all the Dodgers need is 1. If they get 1 in New York, my game 6 prediction.
Okay, so you say they get 1 in New York, it's over with.
It's over with. They're going back to LA. And then it's super petty. The way they had Ice Cube walk out and diss them to start game 2. Jazz Chisholm is in the Yankees dugout bobbing his head. Like, he's dissing you, bro.
He's dissing y'all.
I understand. That's Cube, though. That's Cube. As a kid growing up, Jazz Chisholm was like, hey, man, that's Cube.
That's cute. Hey, the Dodgers are looking good, though. I'm not going to lie. But, it's the World Series. Anything can happen. The Yankees are still the Yankees. They got Aaron Judge over there, so.
Yeah, when is he going to show up? I know he plays for the Yankees, but is he going to participate?
You say he getting cold feet, huh?
Man, I don't know what he's getting. I know he hasn't done anything. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the Yankees definitely gonna show out. Was it tonight? They're gonna show out. They're gonna bring something to the table.
So, what are your thoughts about some of the games you saw? Texas barely got away from Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's tough.
Vanderbilt's a tough matchup. Yeah, Josh Adams over there holding it down, man. Shout out Josh Adams, man, making that room stout. Their running game looking good. But just like the whole season's been competitive. Teams have gone through, in my opinion, the first version of a gauntlet, as opposed to getting these softball teams in the first 4 weeks. They actually having to play football each and every week, which I think makes it better for college football. Notre Dame has to tighten up their schedule a little bit, put some more meat on the bone, because we're clearing plates like at the buffet, and for us, is that going to lead to us getting a trap game in the playoffs where we competitively haven't seen anything like our regular season schedule? Maybe, but I still believe we have the talent and the coaching to overcome what could be a pitfall getting into these playoff situations. But I think college football has been competitive. I love seeing it. I mean, the Penn State Wisconsin game was good. The Texas A&M LSU game was good. Our game was over quick, so I got to watch everybody else's games. And it's hard to really predict now. I mean, we used to have a good idea of who's going to come out on top in some of these things, but it's been a whirlwind since the beginning. So it's going to be interesting to see how things continue to develop.
Lucky Lefty Podcast. We have a super chat from Jay Lamont, who wins Penn State versus Ohio State. Man, James Franklin.
James Franklin is just as bad as Ryan Day. And so Ryan Day's confident booster always comes from James Franklin. It don't matter if they got Saquon or Tom Brady. It's no different. Micah Parsons, no different. Ryan Day gets his boost and all his media attention off of James Franklin.
James Franklin is really not. No. I was ready for Ryan Day to lose at home. So I was like, oh, if Ryan Day loses this game,
it's over with. Because Nebraska was just trashed the year before.
Man. Another Jay Lamont super chat. Does IU run the table? I'm just saying.
How much does it matter?
I don't. Kudos to them. Great job by Cignetti. But stop this. They're the best team in Indiana. Notre Dame will.
We will blow Indiana out. For real. They're playing good against Washington, who fell off, and all these other teams that are middle of the road.
They beat Washington with a bag-up quarterback, bro. That's not happening.
Our thing is about staying healthy.
It's a great story.
But they're also playing a schedule.
Indiana might not even beat Illinois in a few weeks.
That'll be a good challenge for them. Because what are they getting challenged by?
I mean,
that's why I don't think Indiana's getting the credit either. Because who have they proven to do what to who? They go beat Ohio State. Okay.
I'm glad they had a game day. I'm glad, Coach Corso got to, sit with his former team. Great story, great
story, great aesthetic for college football. Indiana top 10,
and Indiana and their school fans having the opportunity to feel like they're gonna make the playoffs.
They can go to the games and it's gonna be packed. It's usually ain't packed.
Yes.
So that's a program it's like if little brother gets. It's like if your little brother does good in school, you're just happy for him. It's like, okay, you went from a 3.0 to a 3.8. I'm happy for you, little brother, but you ain't doing my work. I'm doing college work.
Facts.
You doing better in high school. Okay, good. But you ain't ready for the big leagues, Indiana.
Gino, our guy. Good day, y'all. My daughter arrived to this world during the Navy game. Yo. All 7 pounds.
Congratulations, man.
Great, healthy.
Congratulations.
On high. Absolutely. That's absolutely great news. Congratulations to you and the rest of your family.
She come out sharing a game with dad. How about that?
Man, that's what's up. 7 pounds. That's a healthy, nice sized young lady.
Yeah. Not little.
No,
good
that's,
genes.
That's not a little girl at all.
That's right.
Yeah. So shout out to you, Gino. Eternal favor and blessings upon her and her entire path. All right, Left, I got a couple more clips for you, bro. I just had some fun right here before we get out of here. Let's try this one, Left.
Recruits in-state, out-of-state.
I think we hit that one already. Let's try this.
Walk off crystal ball.
Walk off crystal ball. You got to love them.
Recruits in-state, out-of-state can now clearly see the trajectory.
I'm trying to figure out. I keep hitting. Is this? Oh, my fault. Here we go, Left.
I think it's the way we talk to the young people. I think the things that we talk about, the messaging, how we bring really good people into the building. We talk about doing things together. We talk about culture, and everyone talks about it, but then we go out and we live it every day. And I think we back up our actions. We're very honest. We're very open. And this is a real program. It's not fake. It's not a politician running this program, talking fast and BSing everybody. This is a real program. And for all the recruits out there, this is a real place. And if you want to be really good at football,
welcome to Death Row. That cat Mike Elko with the. You don't want the coach all up in your video.
Yeah, you don't want all that fast talking BS. Come on, come in and really learn how to play football at one of the best places. Yeah,
welcome to the row.
Yeah.
Mike Elko.
It's either talking about Jimbo or Brian Kelly. I think he was taking a shot at Kelly because he probably had some experiences at Notre Dame that he quite remembers.
Mm-hmm.
And he had some stuff where he was like, "No, I remember what he said."
It's a real program.
Yeah, I just wait
real
for the opportunity. Especially the way they came back. I know he was chatting. He probably seen Brian over there when they was losing, smirking, and doing all that. He said, "Oh, I got something for you. Don't even worry about it." You say you ain't prepared for who? We're gonna put him right in the game. Go ahead. Go crazy.
I wonder what he said. Did you see when they got him on the sideline whispering in Connor Wegman's ear? I wonder what he told him.
Said your time here is done.
Son, it's a wrap.
Just go ahead, pack your things.
You might want to think about the portal. Okay. You might want to think because I got another one coming in. And yes, son.
That's how Long Street is, long something, long side, long street, whatever it is.
Hey, son, go ahead and get the equipment manager your helmet, son.
Yeah, go ahead and they'll pack your locker by Monday, be in the portal by the weekend.
Yeah.
Get a head start.
Go ahead, son. Make reservations for you and your family where y'all going.
That's right. That's right. We get the movers in and everything. I'll take care of you over here at the real program.
Go ahead, son. Do that. I don't care if he is still the starter. Son, moving forward, you need to jump in that portal.
Because, hey, college football moving fast and the way it goes.
That's the problem, Left. That's the problem. We got to stop placating these kids, man. You know Connor Wegman. You know what he is, bro. You've seen him. You've seen him against LSU. You've seen him against Notre Dame. The only good game he had was against a terrible Missouri team. You've seen him. What are you doing? See, this is why I question these coaches, because it's some fabulous coaches, but what are y'all doing with these quarterback situations? Are you really about to force Connor Wegman on that team? How does that team feel? How does the rest of that team feel? Scoring on 5 straight possessions.
5 straight.
With Marcel Reed. 5 straight. And then you take them in the locker room and meet with them on Sunday and say Connor Wegman is still our starter. How do you think those conversations are going to, what do you think those conversations in the dorm rooms are going to be?
Don't even get down that road, Elko. And that's a defensive coach that don't know. He think he can just ride this out like other positions. This ain't the position to do it. because the loyalty exists in winning, not in players that can't do it for you. Because watch, you keep them in there and team chemistry start looking off, you're going to be wondering, what happened? You ain't making the business decisions you're getting paid for.
Mm.
The business decisions that the head coach gets paid for is to be like, oh, okay, you're not? Okay, that's all good. Let's go ahead, take a seat. We're going to ride this wave, and we're going to keep it going. All this loyalty is not the NFL. But, I mean, if you paying Conor Wegman a certain amount, and look what you got to deal with. You know, look what you got to deal with. But don't do that boy Marcel Reed like that. Because at some point, he's gaining the locker room. And you got to put your ears to that door of the locker room and be like, okay, they want to go this way? Hey. And that way you take it off of you. Hey, I'm making this decision. This is what the team want. This is what the program requires. This is how we elevate. But, you know, tough games.
Mm. Oh, man.
Decision making is everything as a head coach, man. You cannot put the quarterback decision making on the back burner and act like it's just you're gonna walk through it. No.
Facts. And I'm not calling Marcel Reed the next great first round pick, but
the right now great pick.
Conor Wegman is not a good. He's not a good quarterback, bro. He's not. I'm sorry. He's not. I don't need to see anything else.
And even if you continue to start him, what's his mindset like? He was on the same field, same team, same sideline, watching them go 5 straight scores. I mean, I know the brother confidence is there, but is it?
Yeah. Let's
obvious question. The way the whole tone of the game changed when they changed quarterbacks. How much did y'all prepared for the RPOs?
Well, it wasn't the RPOs as much as it was the quarterback run game. And I mean, it's the $1 million question, and I would say that we need to spend more time, and each and every week it's got to be part of it, because right now I would run the quarterback against us.
First of all, where is that accent at? I want to hear the accent, because that's what's crazy to me.
It wasn't there? The accent wasn't there?
He sounded real Notre Dame accent.
The way the whole tone of the game changed when they changed quarterbacks. How much did y'all prepared for the RPOs?
That's the accent right there. The guy asking the question.
Yeah, the guy asking the question got that.
As it was the quarterback run game. And I mean, it's the $1 million question, and I would say that we need to spend more time, and each and every week it's got to be part of it, because right now I would run the quarterback against us.
You sound real Midwestern. Where is that y'all gonna love me and all that? Where is that at? You ain't got beat the accent out you. You ain't got the accent beat up out of him. And what's crazy is that Conor Wegman played so bad that Brian Kelly tried to blame him. Spent all week preparing for this guy, Conor Wegman, that we forgot that they had another guy in the weight that is not like him. So that just shows you that Coach Kelly gonna find a way. He gonna find a way. So it's sad that he got to put that out there, considering they play Alabama with Jalen Milroe next week, that his best thing right now is running the ball and running around, because it ain't passing. Passing is keeping Alabama out the game. So if Kalen DeBoer's putting 2 and 2 together, he said, let's just do what Mill Ticket 4 is really good at, and that's running around, because clearly Brian Kelly's trying to wave the right flag early.
Oh, dude.
This is crazy. You got guys taking shots, guys losing accents, getting whooped, guys openly saying that they didn't prepare. What does that mean? What does that mean? So, good thing for him is that he still has a quarterback room that has talent. I like Colin Hurley. They still got Bryce Underwood as of right now. So maybe he's just passing through. He's just waiting till this gets out of him. But Brian Kelly never gonna say nothing of substance where you can be like, okay, that's what the fault was. He tried to throw it on Conor Wegman. Don't let Conor Wegman fool you. Because if you watched any film, you know that Conor Wegman only as good as a half. Until Elko made the right adjustments, and shoot, Brian Kelly is stuck holding the cheese at the end of the day. So, this is the SEC where you got to come with it every week. And, Garrett Nussmeier was a backup for a reason. And, he has a lot to grow. And I think he was getting some of that lemonade served up the right way when they start seeing him being a top 10 quarterback. See, it's hard to be top 10 when you have to go through an entire season. Easy to be top 10 in the first couple weeks. It's easy. But when you gotta put that nose to the grindstone and get through these tough week 8s and week 7s and stuff, you gotta really be able to perform at a high level, which is great to see where college football filters out. Everybody looks good when you're coming off of a whole camp and a fall camp and constant practices. But shoot, the season gets hard. You got to work with your backups. You got to work with being good week in and week out. Unfortunately, Garrett Nussmeier hasn't had the opportunity to prepare for a whole season like he's adjusting to now, and it's hard. It's hard. So, hopefully all the hype train can stop and we can start looking at who's actually really a good football player and a good quarterback. And I think Garrett will be fine, but he should stay in school if he can. Stay around because you're definitely playing yourself into a nice third string backup. Now, thank goodness your dad has a lot of good connections, so maybe get some of that Dion nepotism. Just, get on that Dion nepotism, get on the team because your dad is, got good connections, and then you grow and work your way up through that way. But, it's not easy you can't fool nobody in football, which I love about football so much. You can't fool nobody for too long. You can have a couple good games, maybe a good month. But a whole season requires you to be really good. Now, not to say that Garrett doesn't have some good qualities, yeah, but it's hard. And then you got Coach Kelly that's not going to be your best friend when things go down. So, you got to have that mental fortitude to know. Coach Kelly's not coming to save the day for you. What are you talking about? So your best bet is rely on them guys in the locker room and continue to build that. But LSU is not Notre Dame. That locker room
again, for the people in the back. You thought you were going there and you were about to be microwave national championship. You have to work, bro. Stop being lazy.
Yeah. LSU is no different than coaching them Florida teams. You can lose a team as fast as you gain them. So, them boys out there not playing with you, Brian. So that's why they paid you as much money as they did, because they said, hopefully, you understand this $100 million come with all types of $100 million come with all types of stuff that I don't know if you're ready for. It's easy to
return. They expect a return on their investment.
It's easy. The formula ain't now. To Brian Kelly's credit, the formula isn't quite installed yet, where he's got enough of his guys in there where they understand how Brian Kelly operates. But different environment, different expectations, and you're gonna have to change that formula up. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to. That's that same sauce that was good. You gotta tweak it a little bit. Put a little more Cajun in that thing. You took that Notre Dame sauce and brought it down there. They said this ain't hitting the right way. You used to be putting it on meatloaf and gravy, meatloaf and mashed potatoes. Now you gotta put it on some seafood. Boy, it don't taste the same. You gotta figure out what that sauce is down there and adjust.
You stupid.
Seriously, he tried to bring that meatloaf and gravy, meatloaf and mashed potato recipe down to LSU, and they don't eat that. They don't eat that. I remember We would have sushi nights. We would have, steak and lobster sometimes. At Florida, we had the same thing every day. Salty, salty, salty mac and cheese and chicken. It wasn't no different. They ain't switch it up. It wasn't no sushi night down there.
Salty.
It was not no sushi night or your little stations that we used to have at Notre Dame where we taste of the world at Notre Dame training table. You get a little bit of everything. Florida training table was the same thing every day. So you got to figure out what that sauce is and get right. Because them boys ain't eating all that high cuisine that you do at Notre Dame. They ain't eating all that. They come from beanie weenies and chicken fingers and fries, and they not changing up. Ain't no trying none of this new souffle and all of that. You wasting your time, wasting your money. So
you said beanie weenies, bro.
Man, listen. You talk about some of the pickiest eaters I have ever met. Go down there and try to make them eat some of that stuff. They're going to be looking at you like, what? I'd rather go to the gas station, get some pizza rolls. Shocked. But hey.
No culture, huh?
No, it's culture. It just ain't the taste
talent.
of the world you're going to get at Notre Dame. Notre Dame, you get something all sides and corners of the world. I'm going to try a little fancy little finger foods and pigs in a blanket and a little shrimp souffle and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That ain't flying down there. Give me my chicken, my green beans, my salty potatoes, and then give me a Cajun pasta salad or pasta station, and that's it. We ain't switching it up.
You're killing me with this taste of
we had every cuisine and culture food at Notre Dame ever. We had the little charcuterie boards and all of that. That's not flying down there. You better get that jambalaya sauce right.
Lucky Lefty podcast. Anything else pop out to you from the weekend?
Covered the D Wade statue travesty. Crazy. Why they do? And D Wade from Chicago, ain't he?
Your boy. Yeah, he is. We give him credit. We give him Southside credit. His dad stayed on the South Side, even though his mom stayed in the suburbs.
That's so crazy.
His dad, he has birthrights. He has birthrights. We don't disrespect D Wade. He has birthrights. We'll give him that. Am I forgetting somebody? Oh, Anthony Richardson, bro. You actually tapped out of a game as a quarterback? That's wild.
Yeah, like what is that about? Huh? First time I've ever seen that. I don't even know how that works. Do you realize that the backup quarterback doesn't even have his helmet around him? He got the hat on with the little headset. He said tapping out. Wait a minute, I gotta get warm, man. We gotta call a timeout or something. And looked exhausted. He don't sound like what's wrong? Now I know you're running around, but even with that, you can't even fake it for a player to hand it off or something. You tapped your helmet. He ain't gonna be there long. I already know. Because what is that? But that's
go down to a knee. Act like your ribs hurt. Something, bro.
You tapping you're not a receiver. You're not one of these running backs, these rotating players. Like you are a franchise quarterback. I don't even know. Guys just don't understand. Maybe that's just what it is. You're getting drafted younger and younger. And you're not used to dealing with the adversity of being on a professional team that may not be that good. When you're on professional teams that ain't that good, you're going to have to withstand a lot more than what you was used to on a bad college team. So that responsibility is underrated. Maybe guys don't understand the importance of how important a franchise quarterback is. But tapping your helmet at QB is distasteful. I've never seen
That's nasty work.
It's oh man, that's awful. It's awful for many reasons. Let alone you probably shocked the whole coaching staff. They're like, what?
Oh
Jim Irsay, you know how bad Jim Irsay is.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. I didn't see this. That cat Josh Uche was traded to the Chiefs for a 6th-round pick. See what I'm saying? See, winning teams, bro. See, winning teams.
6th-round pick.
They just picked up another defensive rusher, another pass rusher. Just watch them go pick up an offensive lineman. Watch him go get a tackle. Watch him go get a tackle. They can smell it. They can smell that third straight left. They can smell it.
Do they have unlimited money too? I mean, I guess everything
they
is
just
easy.
have a quarterback who's
They got
the highest paid quarterback. Just
that
have
can make anything happen.
Yes, they don't pay their wide receivers a bunch of money. Right? They don't pay their wide receivers a bunch of money.
Yeah, for what?
And their defense is the second youngest defense in the NFL.
Don't they still got Juju hanging around the roster somewhere?
Oh, he'll be back. And then Pacheco will come back with Kareem Hunt. Oh, they just left. They smell blood in the water now. They saw Baltimore lose yesterday. They were like, oh, they playing in our face.
They playing.
They playing. They don't want this. They don't really want it. They don't really
want it. I mean, it's really hard to see a team beating them right now the way they rolling. I mean, every week they just printing off wins. Now, I don't think their schedule is as tough as others, but I mean, there's a reason why Pat Mahomes called up to wherever the Super Bowl was and said, yep, let me get the house right down the street. I got to ride my bike over there.
Bro.
What's the biking distance? That's how he asking the realtors in the Super Bowl right now, what's the biking distance? Not driving, the biking distance. I want to get the nicest little crib set up so my movers can get over there mid-season, start filling up the house. I mean, they making it too easy.
Bro. Dude, for a 6th rounder, heck, they got D Hop for a 5th that could be bumped up to a 4th.
Oh my God.
If they make the Super Bowl, it gets bumped up to a 4th.
I mean, it's easy to put a team together when you got such a strong quarterback.
But this is the thing, Left. Everybody's like, their tackles are bad. Yeah, but their guards and their center are all pros.
And they already not trying to tackle Pat Mahomes anyway. So,
as Ed 3 said, meanwhile, in Dallas, the highest paid quarterback,
but he's on brand. Throw a bunch of picks to start losing, and then try to play Superman when the game get towards the end and out of reach.
Mm-hmm.
When the game becomes out of reach,
he can't do
that's
it.
when he starts playing.
He starts balling, right? And
every time.
Moment it gets tight,
he gives away the game early, and then tries to play catch up every time. That must be the secret formula to getting paid.
Mm-hmm. Look, Ed 3, he says he doesn't like Jerry Jones.
Well, once he steps down after this year, what they gonna blame? What are they gonna blame?
63. Watch out for the Pittsburgh fellas. Go still.
No.
You don't have the quarterback, bro.
No, don't got the quarterback. Don't do it. Defense is good. You got some
coach. Love the defense. You don't have the quarterback you need to go up against them dudes in the playoffs.
No, wouldn't even know. Don't even fool yourself. It's not happening.
And I love, great start to the season though. D-Dub, Sean, if you were the coach of the Bears, would you sustain and fine number 29? Yeah,
he's good. Yeah. Stevenson's is good. He ain't going nowhere, but you're getting clowned all week.
All week.
All week. They gonna keep playing that. They're like, who are you talking to over there? The play about to go on, and who are you over there chatting to?
When they Mr. Unlimited, who is Mr. Unlimited? Ira Steele said Mr. Unlimited is back. Who was that? Let me tell you this, man. When Dan Orlovsky, because I had not seen this, so I'm watching, because he was already getting blasted for the last play. When they showed that he did the exact same thing, the second to last play.
Wait, the second. Wait.
When they gained 12 yards to get to the 48.
I didn't see.
He was doing the exact same thing. Dan Orlovsky played the video. I said,
wait a minute. He did the same thing?
The exact same
thing. Now I got to watch it. No way.
Same thing. He didn't even know that the ball had been snapped.
No.
The same thing. He did the same thing 2 plays in a row.
Wait a minute.
I said, bro, come on, man.
Is he that? Is the man crazy?
He's dumb. He's the same guy the exact same guy that got the 15-yard penalty for putting his finger in somebody's face early in the game.
Oh, when he hit Terry McLaurin late.
Yes. Oh, man. Irish Steel, come on. You cannot be talking about Russell Wilson, bro. Please stop.
Oh, yeah, for
stop.
The Subway commercial. Mr. Unlimited. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, stop. Come on, man. Bro, if he throws those
well, he has been tightening up because he didn't do the let's ride thing at the post-interview.
If he throws the same lollipops that he threw against the Jets, against Kansas City secondary, bro, we need to stop.
See, he's different than Jameis because him and Jameis do the same type of speak, but it's like we don't laugh at Russ. We just, oh, you corny, Russ. You throwing off.
Jameis, and he's not believable with it. Jameis is like,
Jameis is selling hard.
You really feel that way. You know what I mean? And I've seen
Jameis really feel that way.
I've seen Jameis in a pulpit, real talk in the offseason.
Okay.
No, I've literally
Jameis put in the real work. Okay.
I've seen him preach for real.
Okay.
So I still haven't seen Russ. I don't know if he's faking. I don't know. Hey, but no, Stevenson would be suspended for the next 2 games. Next 2 games.
Like he really out there tripping. Like, what's wrong with this man? What are you talking about?
It's not. I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, because then the dude apologized to Chicago on Twitter. I was like, man, shut your goofy self up.
Yeah, you just didn't know you got caught. That's all that
was. I apologize. Nobody would. If I were a captain, I would have been in his face in the locker room immediately before we got to the plane.
Yeah.
I would have talked to the coach like, y'all might want to put him on the administration plane. He cannot go back on the players plane.
I mean, because celebrating before you win like that is just.
And then to end up being the dude that tips the ball up to the commander receiver.
I mean, it was almost like an SNL skit. He over there chatting, the play going on. He over there chatting, not paying attention. And then run over there to the ball.
For 4 seconds, bro. The play was going for 4 seconds.
Everybody's running downfield. He over there like posing, all type of, like, I've never seen no wild, like, do you not know the game is on the line?
Bruh. And to do it, to not learn from the other play, like, oh, snap, they snapped the ball. Let me make sure
like, oh, snap, they snapped the ball. The game is going on. This is professional football. The game is happening, and you over there. Who are you even talking to? That's like that was the like I've never seen. But that's a culture thing. That's a coach. Nobody on the Chiefs.
It goes to the head coach. It goes to the head coach. Talk about it. It goes to the head coach. You realize, wait a minute. You realize they ended the game with 3 timeouts.
Oh my God.
The Bears ended the game with 3 timeouts. You saw this dude turned around and nobody on the coaching staff said, hey, no one called timeout.
How do you end the game with 3 timeouts?
I don't know if you saw this. Daniel Jeremiah, because, the Red Commanders ended the first half the same way. They were near midfield. They didn't throw. I think they ended up handing it off to Austin Eckler to run out the clock. Same situation as the end of the game. They literally formed an umbrella defensively at 10 yards to keep the Commanders from throwing to the sidelines. That's how they ended the first half. And then came to the end of the game and let them throw the ball on the second to last play for 12 yards. Just gave it to them. And then Matt Eberflus comes to the podium and says that play didn't matter. All that matters is the last play if we knock the ball down. I said, get this dummy out my seat.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Dummy out my seat.
I'm done with him. I'm done with him.
Immediately.
Wow.
This is what I'm dealing with, Left.
Wow. I mean, it was such a heartbreaking loss. Because y'all scored and y'all were talking stuff, Caleb yelling and screaming, everybody hype. And
then people being mad. I'm not mad at all. Jaden Daniels should turn to y'all sideline and talk that talk.
Oh, he was. Because he was on the sideline with 25 seconds looking like, damn. He throw that thing, he went straight. I'm talking about turn straight to him. Yeah. Because y'all deserve it. Why do y'all give up 80 yards?
If there are Bears fans in here, stop begging for a holding call. Go watch the touchdown run for DeAndre Swift. Cole Kmet literally held San Steele. San Steele
when he went down the sideline.
Yeah, San Steele's trying to get away, and he's like, dude.
Yeah, because I thought he was about to run out of bounds, get pushed out of bounds. He just kind of hit the corner and kept going.
Clear holding call that didn't get called. So you got one early, and no one's gonna call on a Hail Mary. They're not calling.
They're not calling,
bro.
They're not calling.
Unless you pull somebody down to the ground, they're not calling.
They're not calling that. Just what a bad situation. But that's the type of stuff gets you fired. Because it's like, if you can't do this, I don't want to see you for the rest of the season.
Let's do it, Matt. Eberflus. That play didn't matter. They gained 12 yards that took them from the 35 to the 48. What are you talking about?
Even worse, you're on the 1 yard line. It's so hard to get down there, and you hand it to the lineman. Why is that the call? Why are you handing it to the lineman on the 1 when you haven't gotten down there all day? You just sacrificed DJ Moore taking a big shot, great play, and you hand it to the line. That's bad football. Then you come back, get back down there, 3rd down, you do a quarterback run. Because of what? Caleb almost slipped out the play before, so you're like, oh, let's just go quarterback run. That's bad play calling. What are you doing? Caleb Williams is not fast at all.
At all. He's not.
I'm not calling no game on the line, 3rd down for a quarterback run. That's silly. That's silly. So y'all made enough mistakes to deserve to lose that game for sure.
Left. Man, the internet is crazy, bro. And I just want to say that there is no way in the world that we need to be out here shaming people when they're supposed to be applauded and celebrated. We shouldn't be doing that. There's no way we should be doing that. And we have to do better as a people, man. We just have to do better, man. Because I don't have time for this type of stuff, bro. Why do we have to deal with shaming people when they deserve flowers, bro? Why are we dealing with this? So I present none other than the internet that just refuses to chill, bro. What is this, bro?
Now they got the way you threw the lob up doing the same thing. Like, oh my gosh.
Bruh. Come on, man. Come on, man. That man looks like Han Solo when he got frozen by Jabba the Hutt, bro.
Straight up.
Straight up.
It looks just like his head. That's what I'm like. Where they?
This is how Han Solo looked to the left of Jabba the Hutt when they came to free him.
What was the no way D Wade approved this. I just can't believe
it. Dude, that is D Wade's statue that was unveiled. That is the face of the statue unveiled outside of the arena.
He couldn't have approved it. He couldn't have. I refuse to believe he sat there and was like, yeah, that looks accurate.
Hey, bro, he approved it, but the internet is wild for this one, bro. Eric Spadell, thank you for the super chat. What up, LL Boys and LL Nation? We're hosting a playoff game if Riley Leonard keeps not smiling during the games. Go Irish and have a blessed one, y'all. Eric Spadell, we love you, boy. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Left that. I saw this one and I said, come on, man. Well, Left, great show, man. Everybody, tap in. Podcast, Audio Edibles, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, CAB Nation, patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network, TikTok, Twitter, X, Instagram at Lucky Lefty Pod. Subscribe on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up. Leave your comments, questions. We respond to all. We'll be back tomorrow, man. We're going to get into our playoffs and the matchups we have currently based upon what we've seen. So for Left, SD2 mics, we'll see you tomorrow. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Make sure you spend it different.